a minimum on how much you're trying to make when you work today?
I don't go out or go home unless I make 50.
50 bucks?
Yeah, but I prefer 100 before I actually go home. And we're going to Maple and what is this? 9th.
All right, awesome.
For $3.
What's your favorite part of the job?
Meeting a lot of people. I mean, they especially when they cheer me on, you know, when they see that I'm actually making an effort, you know.
Opposing counsel immediately assumed that your client was homeless.
Yeah, the first call, I was just starting my spiel about, to tell about Roger and his life. And he said, well, he was homeless, right? And I said, no. He was actually very dynamic, and despite his cerebral palsy since age 3 or 4, he was very active, working almost full-time for Uber Eats, trying to save up for a new wheelchair, finishing up college at Cal State LA, that he had a photography studio. I said, no, we're not dealing with someone that was just homeless.
My dad gave me this pet name when I was young. El Tieso, and Cucho means kind of like deformed, broken. It is my dad's way of empowering me. You're disabled. Okay, I'm tieso. I'm stiff. I'm broken. Whatever. I made it my shield, and I embraced it. Don't fold up your hands and toss them up in the air and say, I don't know what to do. You got to get out there. Do your thing that you got to do to provide for yourself and your family. If you want to have a family, you got to provide.
When I met him, he was a professional photographer. He had all his gear set up. He was guiding models. He was guiding people. The only thing he needed help with from me at that time as his assistant was simply move the camera here a little bit.
He'd be at the movies, he'd be doing photography, it seemed like he was never home. He was always trying to be out,
My dad, he didn't let that wheelchair stop him. I always wanted a friend to play soccer with. It was amazing seeing my father kick a ball back to me just to play with his son,
He danced with me in my quinceañera. Those are skilled abilities that you need to learn how to maneuver your wheelchair, and he can't do that anymore. He can't dance with me anymore.
He was very active. But now, nothing.
Hey guys, be careful. I've seen a lot of people, try and cut us off, and hey, we're out there too, so please, give us a break, When I saw the SUV coming towards me, I go, okay, well, he's gonna brake when it gets here. I didn't see the brake lights go on. And I just closed my eyes and I felt the hit.
Mayoko, I'm not kidding this time. I really was hit by a car. I'm trying to get a hold of you. Paramedics are on the way. I'm on Spring and First Street. I'm on the floor. Help. Please call Loretta. Call everybody. Please.
He got off the bus in downtown LA, and then when he was crossing the crosswalk, a private LAPD officer from the light and hit him.
A detective with the LAPD admitted to the investigating officer that she was using her phone at the time.
She didn't even stop. She didn't even pause. She didn't even look like she slowed down. She ran right into him and he went flying. I was like, how do you not see him?
This is a criminal negligence case. She could have easily killed him.
I just gotten up and I got a call saying that my dad was in a hospital and life started spinning. That's one of my fears as a child that always stood by me, him getting hit by a car.
I landed on my right side and I was feeling sore on my right side, but the real damage was on my left. That is my working hand. That is basically the hand that I did everything with.
It was intense because he couldn't do anything because he was in such pain. It was pretty much 24/7 that we were up.
I did have one night where I was extremely angry, and I just broke down. I go, shit. All because some idiot didn't want to put down the phone. And I was like, okay, now what? Now what am I gonna do? How am I gonna figure this one out? What am I gonna do to provide for my son?
So one of the things that we've heard from a lot of people is just how focused on giving back, and he was very active with his photography and everything.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. So he wants to get back into it, and I have studio space. He's maybe wants to rent, but he has to get back into shape, which is right now not looking very good.
Well, right now I'm in a lot of pain right now. I own my whole left arm. Well, basically my wrist to my elbow right now, it feels like 1,000 fire ants are eating away at it right now.
I think for Roger, he needs someone 24 hours, 7 days a week, now over his lifetime. Someone to provide transportation when needed, assist with his meals and clean his house, reposition him in bed. He's not able to reposition in bed at night. So that person has to be there 24/7.
He is no longer able to do for himself the most basic things. Feeding himself, pulling things towards him, crawling, putting himself to bed.
With this injury, he's not able to do things, and that kind of concerns me now. Like, if I wanted a life on my own, have children, who's gonna take care of my dad?
It hurts me because sometimes it gets in his head and I see that. I've always known him, as I said, basically my hero. And now when he sits there sometimes, especially late at night, and you get to see it, this trilling in his head, this eating at him, you can see the fact of how much he hates the idea of thinking that he's worthless, that he's not able to. He has a very intelligent mind. I'd sit there and watch him burn it away just because he can't do anything.
He doesn't come across as an angry person. He's devastated, for sure. He's very ashamed that he needs help for anything. Grateful to be alive. I think that's what I get from him. Will you ever think about trading money for your wellness?
Of course, I would rather have my arm back than have money. Would you rather have $1 million or have the dignity to hold your own privates to go to the restroom? I'd give up the money.
We're going to go and we're going to win that case, and we're going to win it big, because that is what justice commands.
I'd rather have the dignity of being able to put myself to do number one by myself without someone, I hate to say it like this, manhandling you, than to have $1 million. That's just stupid. It's not about the money. It's about the dignity.